Good morning, friends. My today's topic is Amendment to Arms Act 1959. There was a drastic amendment in 2019 so that the present situation may be controlled properly. So I am discussing point by point the amendments done. Firstly, there was amendment to Section 2 in the Arms Act 1959. After the clause E, there was introduction of clause EA just to define license. But meanwhile, license. It says license means a license issued in accordance with the provisions of this act and rules made thereunder, and includes a license issued in the electronic form. Then there was amendment to Section 3. Earlier, this section allowed 3 firearms. It was reduced to 2 firearms. So I am reading out the amendment completely. In Section 3 of the Principal Act, in subsection 2, for the words 3 firearms, the words 2 firearms shall be substituted. For the proviso, the following provision shall be inserted, namely, provided that a person who has in his possession more firearms than two at the commencement of the Arms Amendment Act 2019 may retain with him any two of such firearms and shall deposit within 1 year from such commencement the remaining firearm with the officer in charge of the nearest police station or with a licensed dealer, or where such person is a member of the armed forces of the union in a joint armory, referred to in that subsection, after which it shall be delicensed within 90 days from the date of expiry of above said 1 year. Provided further that while granting arms license on inheritance or heirloom basis, the limit of 2 firearms shall not be exceeded. Then there was amendment of Section 5. In Section 5, the amendment was done to word manufacture, and it was replaced with manufacture, obtain, or procure. Then amendment to Section 6. In Section 6 of the Principal Act, after the words convert an imitation firearm into a firearm, the words and figures or convert from any category of firearms mentioned in the Armed Rule 2016 into any other categories of firearm was inserted. Then there was amendment of Section 8. The word firearm was replaced with firearm or ammunition. Then amendment of Section 13. In Section 13 of the Principal Act, in subsection 3, in clause A, in subsection 2, for the words and figures where it was written .22 bore rifle or an air rifle, this were substituted by firearm. Then there was amendment of Section 15. In Section 15, there was a period of 3 years, and now it is period of 5 years. So the validity of the license is up 5 years. Then there was amendment of Section 25. In section 25 of the Principal Act, for the word manufactures, the word manufactured, obtained, procured were substituted. And as far as uh, the punishment was, it was earlier 3 years, which were extended to 7 years. Now it is 7 years, but which may extend to imprisonment for life. And there was in subsection 1A, the punishment was 5 years, which may extend to 10 years. Now it is 7 years, which may extend to 14 years. Now, after subsection 1A, the following subsection shall be inserted. New subsection 1AB was inserted, which says whoever, while using force, takes the firearm from the police or armed forces shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 10 years, which may extend to imprisonment for life and shall also be liable to fine. And in subsection 1A, for the word 7 years, it was replaced with 10 years. And in subsection 1B, 1 year, which may extend to 3 years, were replaced with 2 years, but which may extend to 5 years and also shall be liable to fine. And in the proviso, for the word 1 year, the word 2 years shall be substituted. For the subsection 5, the following subsections shall be inserted, which are number 6. If any member of an organized crime syndicate or any person on its behalf has at any time in his possession or carries any arms or ammunition in contravention of any provision of the chapter 2 shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 10 years, but which may extend to imprisonment for life and shall also be liable to fine. And there was an insertion of para 7 also, which reads out, whoever on behalf of the member of an organized crime syndicate or a person on its behalf, number one, manufactures, obtains, procures, sells, transfers, converts, repairs, tests or proves or exposes or offers for sale or transfer, conversion, repair, test or proof any arm or ammunition in contravention of section 5 or shortens the barrel of the firearm or converts an imitation firearm into a firearm or converts from any category of firearm mentioned in the Arm Rule 2016 into any other category of firearm in contravention of section 6 or brings into or takes out of India any arm or ammunition of any class or description in contravention of section 11 shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 10 years, but which may extend to imprisonment for life and shall also be liable to fine. Now the explanation is added to define organized crime. It means any continuing unlawful activity by any person, singly or collectively, either as a member of an organized crime syndicate or on behalf of such syndicate, by use of violence or threat of violence or intimidation or coercion or other lawful means with the objective of gaining pecuniary benefits or gaining undue economic or other advantage for himself or any person. Now, organized crime syndicate has also been defined. It means a group of two or more persons, simply two or more persons who acting either singly or collectively as a syndicate or gang indulge in activities of organized crime. And eighth para is whoever involves in or aids in the illicit trafficking of firearms and ammunition in contravention of section 3, 5, 6, 7 and 11 be punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 10 years, but which may extend to imprisonment for life and shall also be liable to fine. Now, explanation is what is illicit trafficking? It means the import, export, acquisition, sale, delivery, movement, or transfer of firearms and ammunition into or from or within the territory of India. If the firearms and ammunition are not marked in accordance with the provision of this Act or are being treated in contravention of the provision of this Act, including smuggling firearms of foreign make or prohibited firearms and prohibited ammunition. Now there is another para 9. Whoever uses firearm in a rash or negligent manner or in celebratory gunfire so as to endanger human life or personal safety of others shall be punishable with an imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years or with fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh or with both. Now, the word has been used explain celebratory gunfire. It means practice of using firearm in public gatherings, religious places, marriage parties, or other functions to fire ammunition. There was amendment of section 27 also. Earlier it was punishable with death. Now it is punishable with imprisonment for life or death and shall also be liable to fine. So earlier it was harder one. Now a imprisonment for life also has been added if diluted punishment is to be given. Then there is amendment of section 44. In section 44 of the Principal Act, in subsection 2, in clause F, for the word firearm shall be stamped or otherwise shown thereon. The word firearm or ammunition shall be stamped or otherwise shown thereon for the purpose of tracing shall be substituted. Now, this meaning tracing means the systematic tracking of firearms and ammunition from manufacturer to purchaser for the purpose of detecting, investigating, analyzing illicit manufacturing and illicit trafficking. Friends, this was all about the amendments. Thanks for watching. See you again. God bless you all. Now, this is end of my presentation.